Guys, I think kompleto na yung IQOO Z11 series. Na-review na natin Z11 Turbo, Z11, and finally we got here is the Z11X. Ito yung pinaka-affordable na variant among the whole Z11 lineup. And in this video, aalamin natin kung gaano ka-okay ka ba itong device na ito. Is it worth your money? Should you invest on this phone? Tara, pag-usapan natin. Now, the usual IQOO na box, there's nothing really into it. Very plain na black box, IQOO na print, tapos isang malaking Z. And there's no indicator dito sa box kung ano nga ba talaga laman nito. Malalaman mo lang only on this barcode na nakasulat Z11X. So, buksan ko na. So, ito yung phone. We have a clear jelly case na malambot. User guide, A to C cable, panundot. And of course, a Vivo flash charge of fast charging brick na 44 watts. And that's all. So, ilabasan natin yung phone. You know, ganda. Probably one of the rare moments na sasabihin ko sa inyo, magandang white nito. Yung whiteness hindi super white, medyo may pagka-pearl white ang finishing niya. Actually, there are times nang mumukha pa nga siyang kunting silver. Now, IQOO Z11X na may 8 gigs of RAM and 256 GB of storage would have a starting price na 16,000 pesos. And I got this from UKDB Gadgets, and I'll post the link on the description box below kung saan nyo siya pwede makontak, or just simply click yung YouTube shopping link para may-redirect kayo sa mga official and sa mga recommended kong sellers para hindi kayo ma-scam. And for every single purchase na ginawa nyo dito sa akin channel, malaking tulong yan para makabili tayo ng bagong gadget just to review para sa iyo. So, thank you in advance. Now, first things first, napansin ko dito sa kanya is okay ang kanyang likod. Matte finish and medyo may pagka-pearly effect. We have a plastic back. We have also a plastic frame. And we also have a glass finish sa harap na hindi ko alam kung anong grade nga lang siya. Though one thing's for sure is that this is IP68, IP69 dust and water resistant, which is for me pretty wow for a phone at a 16,000 pesos na price range. Madalang mo makita IP68, IP69 on a phone at this price point. Normally, you'll see it sa mga 20,000 na pesos na phone na pataas. Though IQOO made it possible dito. One thing that I like is yung kanang camera bump. Very simple. And maliit lang kanang ubok. Now, probably one of the things na tatanungin sa akin is that 5G nga ba siya pagdating sa Globe and Smart? Well, sad to say, 4G plus lang ang pinakapantas na inabot nito. Pero dito SIM, kaya namang 5G dito. By the way guys, hindi problema ng phone, but rather it's the problem of Globe and Smart. Hindi pa sila nag-a-adapt doon sa tamang 5G na facility na bago. Just for your information. Now, if you want to complete spec sheet nito phone nito, share ko muna sa inyo. Now, one of the most important thing on a day-to-day basis pag bumili ka na sa smartphone na 15,000 pesos pataas is that it has to be reliable. Okay siya for multitasking, kahit anong mga task na ibato mo sa kanya, dapat gumana siya seamlessly. Now, that's one of the things na gusto ko dito sa phone nito is that okay na okay siya for multitasking. And ang ginamit ko naman to as my daily driver, doing all of the tasks na ginagawa ko naman on a day-to-day basis, editing some videos, doing some AI prompting, and even playing games, which is kaya-kaya naman itong phone na ito. Now, probably you'll be wondering kung ano nga ba chip ang ginamit dito sa loob ng IQOO Z11X. And it happened to be the MediaTek Dimensity 7400 Turbo. For me, at this price point, fair enough naman ang kanyang chip. And it was able to score me 1.03 million points dito sa AnTuTu benchmark ng version 11. Now, if you want to see all of the other benchmark na ginawa natin, ito na. Now, one of the things na sobrang okay naman dito sa phone na ito is yung kanyang battery size. This phone comes together with a 7,200 mAh na silicon carbon battery, and yet hindi siya mabigat. This is only weighing at around 219 grams. Normally, no, pag mga malalaking battery nung panahon ng lithium-ion, we'll feel na talagang medyo bumibigat ang phone mo. Pero not with a silicon carbon tech. It also comes together with a 44 watts of fast charging support and a bypass charging support. Of course, pwede mo rin siyang gamitin as a power bank with a reverse wired charging support. Now, on a average, this phone can last you for 2 days without charging basta you're using it normally. Normally, pag nag-out of town ka, there are a few occasion na talagang wala ka pang charge, lalo kung nagka-camping ka, di ba? Except na siguro magdala ka ng power bank. Pero just in case na wala kang dalang power bank, to phone na ito, makunat ang kanyang battery. And I was able to squeak out in 26 hours and a half na screen on time dito sa phone na ito, despite this just being a 7,200 mAh. Approve na approve yung battery nito sa akin. Now, pagdating naman sa display, this one having a 6.76-inch na display. This is an IPS LCD, guys. Now, take note, hindi siya AMOLED display. It also comes together with a 120Hz screen refresh rate and a 1,200 nits na maximum brightness. One thing na na-observe ko dito sa kanya is medyo makapal na konti ang kanyang baba, though hindi naman super duper kapal ang kanyang sides. Now, if you're using this phone naman on social media, despite it's just a IPS LCD, expect naman to give you a good experience. And if you're trying to browse yung mga shorts, mga reels, mabilis naman siya mag-load as long as you have a good decent internet connection. Now, nanonood ka naman ng videos dito like sa YouTube and sa Netflix, okay din, wala ka namang maging problema dito, no? Certainly, the only obstruction naman dito sa akin, for me, personally, is that medyo makapal kunti ang kanyang punch hole, pero overall viewing experience naman dito, I have no problem. Maganda naman kanyang color resolution, just don't expect it to perform like a AMOLED display. Now, the phone nito has dual stereo speakers. Now, I have 5 holes dito sa ilalim and the other one is coming dito sa kanyang earpiece. Mag-quick sound test lang tayo kung kamusta kanyang sound. Guys, may papakita ko sa inyo. Kaya niya magsagad up to 400% ng kanyang maximum volume, which is something nice na pwede natin i-try. Well, honestly, medyo na-surprise ako sa kanyang sound na malakas siya for its price range. I would say na it's above average and it's above my expectation as well. Now, of course, alam naman natin to phone nito can perform on gaming. Now, meron siyang game mode na pwede mong gamitin and you can even set up yung kanyang monster mode dito, isang pindot lang. Pwede mo rin set ang frame rate priority sa mga apps na ito, sa mga games na in-install mo. And I did play Call of Duty Mobile, Genshin Impact, and Crystal of Atlan. Pagdating sa Call of Duty Mobile, ito, I would say na sobrang mani-mani na lang sa kanya. Wala kang maging problema dito sa kanya dahil, well, I would say na si 7400 Turbo is more than powerful para sa Call of Duty Mobile. The gameplay was quite a breeze, wala kang maging problema sa kanya. And I would say yung kanyang sound is quite good para sa game na ito. Marinig mo talaga yung mga gunshots coming from the left and right, and pati mga footsteps, and talagang very immersive playing Call of Duty Mobile on this phone. The one thing na napansin ko sa kanya is it's a little bit hot at 43 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Pagdating sa Crystal of Atlan, pansin ko lang dito sa kanya hindi ko rin makita ang kanyang frame rates pag naglalaro ako. Pero one thing's for sure is maganda naman kanyang graphics. Mag-enjoy ka naman dito sa kanya and hindi ka mabibitin sa sounds dito sa kanya. Magandang kanyang touch response, the graphics is good, and umabot din ako na 43 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Pagdating naman sa Genshin Impact, sinet ko siya sa medium graphical settings with a high frame rates. Well, one thing to surprise me is that wala ako na feel na frame drops pag nagka-clash. That's probably one of the first thing na tiningnan ko dito sa game na ito kasi this is a 7400 Turbo. Hindi siya 8 series, hindi rin siya 9 series. Pero it was able to perform. That was probably one of the big surprise dito para sa akin. Smooth naman ang kanyang gameplay, wala ako na feel na lags naman. And touch response is good. The sound is also solid, though it's a little bit hot at 47 degrees Celsius after an hour of gameplay. Probably kung feel mo medyo mainit ang phone mo, I would suggest that you can probably buy a game cooler just like this one. It will cool your phone faster than walang cooler dahil summer right now in the Philippines. Now guys, quickly pag-usapan na natin kanyang camera. This one having a 50MP na main camera sensor. It also has a auxiliary lens dito sa ilalim. This one can shoot you up to 4K and 30fps. And yung kanyang harap is a 32MP which can shoot you up to 1080p and 30fps. Now right now, pansinin lang natin some of the shots na nakuha natin in China. Now to start off, ito yung mga nakuha nating greens dito on top of the building. And I would say na mukhang okay naman siya. Not so bad naman ang kanyang green. It's more of the natural tone ang kanyang attack dito sa mga color greens na ito. Pero there are times na talagang you'll be able to get some nice decent shot just like this one. On some occasions, while vacationing, you'll be able to get some good natural snaps dito sa mga tall building, lalo yung kanyang blue, okay, and kanyang sky is makita mo ng mga details ng clouds. A simple shot ng swimming pool sa hotel is also looking good. Now, nang tinry ko naman sa indoors, sa food photography, okay lang naman siya. Probably, I would say na not the best camera for food photography dahil medyo mas pale siya kung titingnan compare sa kanyang Z11 na counterpart. Neutral ang kanyang attack kahit sa food, no? Medyo hindi lang siya yung ganun kasarap tingnan ng mga food dito sa kanya. Now, I was able to take some of these snaps on indoor, and sabi ko sa inyo guys, no, not bad, no? And nung dumaan tayo sa Disney store sa Hong Kong, was able to snap some of these apparels, mga stuffed dolls, and look, mukhang okay naman siya. Hindi lang siya talaga yung litaw na litaw ng color. Now, trying to take some photos using the front-facing camera on outdoors, it can perform, grabbing you some nice, decent snap naman. And kahit indoor, no, medyo okay pa rin naman mga snap. Hindi naman siya sobra nagsismoothen out yung mukha mo dahil nawawala ng mga details. But I was still able to get some nice, decent snaps just like this one. Here's a quick video sample from the front-facing camera. And here's a sample from the rear camera. Now guys, ano masasabi ko sa IQOO Z11X? Well, I would say na pagdating sa price, not bad na siya. Given that it can perform sa gaming kahit AAA games at a medium graphical settings na walang lags, I would say na pretty solid tong phone na ito. Lalo na kanyang battery, sobrang kunat, kung kayang halos 2 to 3 days na walang charge, and yung kanyang camera is just average. Overall, the phone na ito is definitely a performer, and I kinda like yung kanyang design. Kaya guys, are you looking forward to buy the IQOO Z11X? Let me know in the comments, and kung gusto nyo malaman kung saan ko ito binili, I got it from UKDB Gadgets, or just simply check the link on the description box below, or click the YouTube shopping link dyan sa gilid para dumirekta to sa mga official and recommended kong seller para hindi kayo ma-scam. Now, of course guys, don't forget to subscribe and follow me for more review just like this one, si IQOO Z11X. So paano guys, hanggang dito muna ako, and I'll see you on my next video. Peace out. And so, ako para si Richmond, and you're watching Gadget Sidekick. What's up? Like and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit that notification bell. For one of my latest uploads, click the dito. And for one of my popular uploads, click here.